We were very pleased to announce the investment of 350 million rand into plastics recycling in South Africa, which is a new venture for Mpact. Many people may know that Mpact has been in paper recycling for more than 50 years in South Africa. Many people are familiar with Ronnie Recycler, which is one of our brands, recycling brands, and it's been associated historically with paper. But we have seen an opportunity to enter the plastics recycling market, firstly because we are producers of plastic packaging, and we believe that plastic packaging could benefit from increased recycling of plastic in South Africa. And more specifically, we produce PET bottles, which are used in the production of carbonated soft drink bottles. And this plant that we are going to build is a 350 million rand investment into PET recycling, which I think is very exciting for South Africa. The investment is going to be put into a company called Mpact Polymers, a newly formed company, which will have the IDC as one of the shareholders, alongside us as Mpact. The business will be supplied by Mpact Recycling with bottles and plastic bottles for recycling. It will then sell those plastic bottles on to other customers who will convert or use that raw material then to convert into new packaging. So a very exciting story from that point of view. If one just looks at the benefits of a project of this nature, firstly, it is really around job creation. In the first instance, this project would probably see 1,000 odd jobs being created in downstream collection, and notwithstanding, and also in the processing of the recycling of the recycled bottles, which I think is very exciting. In addition to that, of course, you've got the environmental benefits, where you're seeing some 21,000 tons, which is the output capacity of this plant. 21,000 tons of PET bottles being diverted from landfill. PET is already 48% recycled in South Africa, which is quite a high rate when compared to many other countries, especially developing countries around the world. And this will increase that rate, hopefully, in a very quick period, a very quick time. So that's also very exciting, the environmental benefits from reduced waste to landfill. Of course, you've got the carbon reduction impacts associated with that, and they're not to be underestimated. I mean, that's also a substantial portion. And then, of course, you've got the general idea of working across many different customers and stakeholders, both in industry and in government, to make a project of this nature come to fruition. In the first instance, we've worked with the DTI and the IDC in terms of the shareholding, in terms of developing this project, in terms of incentives and so on. We've had to work with the Ekurhuleni municipality, who have been very instrumental in ensuring that we've been able to get access to the power required and the associated services. We've worked with our very important customers, ABI in the first instance, who are the biggest bottlers in South Africa for the Coca-Cola system. We've worked extensively with them in technical development, but also in developing the sales channels for this product. And then we've worked with Coca-Cola, of course, Coca-Cola being very much involved in PET through their use of PET in their bottles, have a vested interest in making sure that we do make a success of a project of this nature. And they've been instrumental also in giving us exposure to many projects of this nature around the world. I mean, our project team have traveled to Mexico, Peru, Bangladesh, America, France, Germany, and many other countries to understand how a project of this nature could be made and will ensure success, despite the many challenges that one faces in doing these types of things. So it's been a very rewarding collaborative project up until now, and we're very excited about the prospects that it brings, not only for Mpact, but for the broader community, for our customers, for the stakeholders in the communities where these bottles are currently disposed. They'll now be able to see an outlet for those bottles. For the collectors of those bottles, we provide a market for waste paper collectors. You see many of them around. A big challenge they face today is that there isn't always a market for those bottles, and we will provide that market. And then, of course, downstream, you've got the cost benefits associated with recycling and the environmental benefits. So all in all, a very exciting project for Mpact, and one we're very proud to have brought to the table with our partners.